It's your W-2 form. Welcome back to How to Evade Taxes. Now, the IRS is an organization made up of people, and people can be fooled. Now,
what's missing? Your tax return.
Everyone is subject to social engineering. Here's how you can do it, too. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back to Downgrade Arcade, everybody.
We're playing Katamari.
We're
Sarah's
still
playing
here.
Katamari.
I'm playing. I'm doing it. I have
Sarah,
the controller.
You just allowed Sarah into your home.
I'm in your house.
She's walking around.
I'm just like, scuttling about.
Tipping over your things, looking, judging your, the way you live, the way you conduct
organizational
your life.
systems. I'm probably like undoing them and redoing them to make them better.
Yeah, she's probably like graphic designing your face.
Yeah, I've given you a face tattoo and you didn't even notice.
Yeah. It's like the dude from Zelda. You put another face on his face. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that was a funny thing that we did.
That was like our second series ever when we did Twilight Princess.
Yeah. NPCs have like crazy faces in that game.
In all Zelda games.
But
they're just like
especially that one.
The only ones that look normal in any of those games are Link and Zelda, and that's it. Everyone else is a monster. Even Ganondorf, he's like a big pig man. So.
And I guess
so what do you gotta
time,
do for this? Roll up eggs?
Yeah, we're collecting
birds. Okay.
eggs.
Cygnus is a bird.
Oh, that's what those do. You have to be careful not to like.
Oh, the mousetraps. Well, you don't have to be careful. They just launch you.
You just have to know that that's what's gonna happen. That that's how it's gonna do.
Dubba dubba.
Oh, the soundtrack is kind of like hitting. This is like kind of jazzy.
Oh yeah, I like this one.
Do.
I will say, I really do like Japanese jazz. Their take on jazz is
superb.
Yeah,
I agree. It's good stuff.
It's very good.
Like a lot of like, maybe this sounds horrible. A lot of like anime outros with jazz. Very good.
Why is that horrible?
I don't know. Like I feel like there's other jazz than just anime outros, and that kind of makes me sound like a total weeb.
Well, you're not just saying that it's. Oh, okay. Well,
it's not exclusively anime outros that have good jazz.
But we're playing a Japanese game.
Yeah.
And this jazzy tune is playing, so it's not horrible. It's just.
I just feel like a super nerd,
Not a nerd.
Coming out here.
Dude, listen, man.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Let me be the first to welcome you to a world in which anime is no longer stigmatized, okay? No one cares. Everyone likes anime now.
Which, I love that
to various extents. I mean, not everyone's like big. I'm not even that big in anime, honestly.
My parents honestly thought that I was insane, I think, when I first showed them anime.
Really?
They were like, I don't get it. Especially my mom.
What'd
she did
you show
not like it. I showed them Black Butler.
Okay, well,
which was one of the, that's a weird one.
Yeah, no, you're insane for liking that.
To be fair.
That's pretty unforgivable.
It was like one of the first ones I'd ever seen, and I liked it. It was good.
I mean, listen, I'm all for gay twinks with like superpowers or whatever, like demonically occult and stuff. I get that.
I also just really liked the kind of like Victorian aesthetic of it.
Sure.
Which I think is pretty predictable for me.
But you know what else is predictable? The writing in that show.
It's not the best. I'm not going to defend it.
So. And listen,
they thought I was a little crazy.
I don't want to bash anyone's deeply held, whatever. You have awful taste. Get over it. So.
Way to be just totally inflammatory.
What I would like to do is I would like to use this platform to lean into my vitriol and hatred and make people feel attacked and bad.
That sounds like a productive use of your time.
Listen, we already went on our apology tour.
Oh, they're using eggs as golf balls. I see what's happening.
I don't like it. But I don't like most anime. Like, I'm not even going to... By the way, this is the tip of the iceberg. I could really go hard on some anime that I don't like and some reasons for why I don't like certain anime and get really attacked.
I feel like we have, and honestly, everyone's been really chill. So thanks for not coming after us.
Listen, we're all adults. We all know we like, different things. No one really cares.
We're all allowed to have our own opinions. If you're a stranger to the internet, you might not know that, but
yeah, it's just this sort of like schizophrenic thing that like being on the internet does to you, where you're like torn into like, here's my opinion, and here's how I would trash this thing, and then here's what I'm saying this, and I'm putting this into the world, and people are gonna listen to this possibly, and gonna wage their own opinions against what I'm saying, and and whatever. I don't know. Things connect with different people in different ways. And like, yeah. Anyway, I don't like it. I don't like Black Butler, and I don't think anyone should. But that's
if it's like the first anime you've ever seen, it's kind of like novel, and I think that had a lot to do with it for me.
I don't like. If we're not
like,
counting,
whoa,
like,
this is cool.
Because I kind of grew up with it.
This
like
is
I grew up with like
crazy.
the Pokemon anime and like Yu-Gi-Oh and like Sonic DX or whatever. And like all of which was anime.
Right.
But like the first serious anime I watched, I guess, well, okay, it was probably Naruto, actually. It was on,
I guess that tracks.
it was on like Toonami back in the day. It's like
Back
late
in
night,
the ye old days of
late night,
anime.
like Cartoon Network. Yeah. And I was way into that. Like when I first saw that, because like I'd never seen anything like that. It's like edgy, like people are dying, people like, get seriously hurt and whatever, and like
It's more adult than Sonic or something.
And like, dude, I could just gush about like early Naruto, like the whole part with like the tuning exams and stuff. I mean, need I say more? It's just, that was excellent. That was really excellent, and that's what launched it. And what it's become now, I mean, but it started off awesome.
Dude, I'm picking up so many chicks.
And then I'd probably seen a few anime by that point. Like I watched like Bleach and One Piece and like, all the shonen shit. And then, I know a formative anime obviously is Death Note. And Death Note is one of those where like you watch it and you're like, or someone tells you like that's one of the first anime they watched and you're like, that's respectable because it holds up. And you can have different opinions on like how it goes and how it starts and how it ends and whatever. But, it's good. Oh, get on that table to your left. No, now it's behind you.
What table?
This one.
I wish I wasn't like going
180.
sideways.
Or we'll get these eggs on the table.
Oh yeah.
And then 180 when you can.
Okay. And then go up.
And then there's a tray of eggs on the left.
Well, I'm
I
out of
actually
time.
don't know that eggs count.
Tweet.
Well,
Noisy
at least
things.
he's cool with it. So that's what matters.
Yeah, as long as daddy boy, daddy-o is cool with my Katamari.
Do you get like
Then-
flashbacks? This makes me think of like, oh, they had to be specifically swans. Okay. You get flashbacks of like art critiques at this phase of the game.
A little bit, yeah. Just sigh. I guess it's not like super constructivist, but it'll do.
Yeah.
We had a lot of assignments where we had to like emulate different art movements.
I was fortunate enough to like do really well on all of my art critiques. But that no less like makes you feel bad when other people don't do well.
It's
You
never
know?
fun to like watch someone be ripped apart.
Yeah, and like they should be harsh because they're not doing you any favors if they're just like, oh, you're doing great. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, I think feedback is the most integral part of being an art student.
Yeah. But like when like a few people get torn apart and you don't get torn apart, it feels bad. Like, I don't know. Because at least if you got torn apart too, you could presumably go to that person and be like, oh yeah,
that was rough.
Yeah,
huh?
oh, this guy's an asshole or whatever. Like, whatever. But I don't know. I specifically had this one instance where I did something and it was really well received. And it's not, I don't remember exactly what sort of like critique I got or whatever, but I don't know. It was, as I recall, it was like all positive. I remember it was just really well received. And the person that went after me, like immediately after me, was like torn apart and like actively tried to compare themselves to what I was doing and was just shot down. I was like, no, your shit's nothing like Brendan's. Like,
that feels even more gross because it's like that's your thing that they're comparing it to.
Yeah.
And now you feel like you've been involved in this feud somehow.
Right.
Like, no,
you're like, oh, you're not. You come nowhere near as good to what he's doing or whatever.
And if you were an elitist asshole, then you'd be happy with that, I imagine, but you're not.
Yeah.
So
no, I felt really bad.
You get those erasers.
It's like, it's something you can do. There's other, and here's another thing in art school is like, you come across certain people where they just don't get it. They don't have the sense for it. They should be probably doing something else. You're not going to tell them that.
Yeah, that's not really for you to say.
Yeah, but it's just like,
I don't know.
Some people get a critique and it's like, it's like, you almost want to tell them like, you shouldn't even be here. Like you just, not only is this not good, but you just don't get it. Like you really don't get it. And like you've been getting these critiques or whatever, and like you still just, and it's not like a skill issue. It's not like a time spent issue. It's just like everything you touch is kitsch.
Yeah.
And it's not,
or it's just like a blatant like rip off of something else, or
possibly
there's a lot of different things.
Well, and you can adjust for these things and whatever, but it's just like some people, like you can just feel it. You're like, you're not going to do this professionally. You don't really get it.
And honestly, I kind of felt like that person in art school to some degree, just because I hadn't taken art classes in high school, like some of my peers, and I kind of used that as like a point of comparison. I could have hopped straight to advanced art, but I chose not to.
From a deficit and not be as good and not have been afforded as much opportunity, have as much experience. That absolutely happens. But I feel like I see that in people. I'm like, oh, okay, no, this is raw. It's not right. It's not you exactly, but it could be. And then other people are just like, don't get it at all. And it's not that they shouldn't be creative people. It's not that, but they're in the wrong space for whatever it is. Like maybe they should be doing, some different type of art, some other kind of creative work where this would be more applicable.
True. Like some people are better at studio art than others.
Yeah.
Maybe other people are really good at like commercial art.
Exactly. And you have people that are really great at studio art.
And there's niches within both of those things as well.
Right. And you have people that are really great at studio art who try to do like graphic design and they can't design for shit. And you have other people that like they get design principles, but they can't create things, and they should be probably doing something like graphic design. They should be doing something more commercial. So, it just depends. And sometimes you need those harsh critiques to like figure out where you stand. But
right.
And my thing, and like my point in mentioning this is you get to know people that like they don't get it, and you're like, oh, you're a bullshitter, like you're just, it's not right. Whatever this is that you're doing is not right. And then you check them out later and it's like, oh, they're an accountant now. And it's like, okay, they should have never pursued this probably. This is a waste of time for them. But
But I guess sometimes it's like a process.
Yeah.
You don't really know it until you try it.
Sure.
So.
But you were one of those people who actually was like, because when you go to art school, you meet a bunch of people. Some people are modest and they're like, oh, you know, I just whatever. And they get it and they show you their shit. And you're like, no, you're really good. Other people are like, oh yeah, my shit's really great. And they're, you know, they're bullshit artists. They're bullshitting themselves. They're bullshitting you. You know, they're trying to bring everyone into this delusion that, you know, their creative works are viable. And they're not. Just objectively. It just doesn't work. They don't have the spirit for it. They don't have the talent. They don't have the commitment.
Ooh.
They don't have...
I think I just got some soy sauce.
The interest in it. They're just trying to, you know... But that was one thing when I first saw your work where I was like, okay, you're a real one.
Aw.
And that's a magical moment when you meet someone who's like, they actually, you know, you're like, oh, no, you get it. You've practiced at this.
Well, I appreciate that
you
a lot.
understand this. You have the talent for it. You have the experience with it. Because
no, give me that plate.
And oftentimes it's a matter of interest. You know, I've never met someone who is an obsessed artist who's like, I need to make this and I need to make this correctly and it needs to be perfect and it needs to be great and I need to work on my skills and whatever, who didn't end up becoming at least a good artist.
That's the thing. It really does take a lot
it's a
practice.
Lot about, it's a lot about commitment.
A lot of iterating to really get to the point that you want to be at. Maybe you don't even have that in mind, but until you try something enough times, you're not going to be any good.
Get those flashlights. Go along that wall and get the flashlights.
Just super satisfying. Yeah. You can
probably still nap them. Just whatever. Keep going.
I'm getting.
You gotta be flexible, dude.
Yeah.
You can't be stubborn about if you miss something and it's just.
You just gotta keep rolling with it. Just
like
gotta keep rolling.
Yeah.
What?
So. But anyway, and that's it's not to take anything away from people that are trying and whatever.
Well, what?
He's just showing you.
There's a way through here. Okay. There's a little jarring how you like took me out of it and then put me there, because now I kind of feel like I don't know where that was, but
I can show you.
Show me the way.
You go to the right.
Like
just,
here?
I mean, just keep picking up shit, and I'll just no.
Well,
just pick up shit, and I'll tell you when you're close. Just keep rolling.
I'll just keep picking up all the things, doing my thing.
It's hard to get up there anyway. Don't worry about it. Okay. Anyway, but the thing is it really is about interest. You know,
some handcuffs.
If you're super interested in a bunch of like a diverse collection of art, or you know whatever it is. You really like it. You just fundamentally, it speaks to you, and you want to make things like that, and you do, and you work on it for a long time, and you will inevitably get good at it. So, you know, don't despair. Like, if it speaks to you and it feels right, and it is interesting to you,
and there's
you'll
like nothing
do it,
over here anymore,
and you'll get better at it because of that. And if it doesn't, then maybe try some other things, you know?
Yeah, you can't just be like stuck to one thing.
Yeah. Because maybe you're like, oh, I should, because maybe you're like, you see someone who's a painter and they get a lot of recognition because they're a painter or whatever. But, you know, and then you think, well, I should do that too. And then you don't get a lot of recognition right away, so you don't really try at it. You're not really that good at it, but you want the recognition piece. It's like, well, maybe was never about painting in the first place. Yeah, that's a very, you know, binary example, but
I'm so frustrated. This is like not. This is not going well for me. I don't know where else to go.
And the other thing that you got to realize is like, it's totally okay to just get a job, and like, you know, maybe you make a painting once a year or whatever, and that's good enough for you. So you should not be a studio painter. You should just do it because it's fun when you want to do it. And then in the meantime, just work a job.
Yeah, and sometimes like working a job while you figure it out is kind of like a solid way to go as well.
Yeah, and maybe you figure out where maybe you're working a job and you're like, this is miserable, and then that pushes you to like,
do the next thing,
become a prolific painter or something, and you do that, and then that
you're
takes
so
off.
miserable that you make really good stuff, because that's also sometimes a part of it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I would have been an artist had I not kind of been a miserable youth at one point in my life. That's kind of dark to say, but
I think that's a lot of people, though.
Okay, let's see if we can like
I think
not
a lot of people are like
get stuck here.
You're playing like really stubbornly.
I just keep getting like
This
lost.
is not gonna work out for you. You gotta like be like water. Go with the flow. And just there you go.
I'm trying to like find a new area.
Go back.
To go through.
Go back.
Wait,
go back.
this is not where I want to be. That was the place that I kept
left.
going to before.
Left.
Oh, I see it.
There you go.
All right. Excuse me. Will you let me through? That was awfully rude of you to just stand in my way. Okay,
those
here
pins.
we go. This is a nice little collection of objects. But
Strike.
whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa, strike. Can you do something that I like? Something that I want? Something that's good?
Just like if the camera pans in a certain direction, just go that way.
The camera's just trying to tell me, go here. And I'm like, no. I don't think so. I don't think I want that
Like,
for me.
You don't have enough time to like struggle against the controls of the camera. Like you just gotta like.
Yeah, you just gotta like let it happen.
You just gotta go.
Sounds
You
terrible.
just gotta go some direction.
You just gotta accept your fate sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes
there you
shit's
go.
not meant to work out, and you're supposed to be a miserable husk, and that's just
It's just dark
that's how
as
you
heck.
gotta live.
Ugh, get me that mackerel. I wish I was better at like rotating around the Katamari, because I really can't see where I'm going most of the time, which is a big limitation. Like, I'm looking at this thing sideways,
You just gotta go
so
wherever.
I can't see what's in
You just
front
gotta
of me.
go where it's easy.
You
If
gotta
it's
go
too
where the
hard to go
going is
someplace,
good.
then go someplace else.
All right,
You gotta
here's some
flow like a
stuff.
river. You still got to get half a meter in 2 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know how that's gonna...
You can do it.
I don't know how that's gonna
You
play
can
out.
you can absolutely do it.
Maybe these cabbages will be what I want.
And they're a little on the small end, but
Ooh, I could get some radishes.
some daikon radishes, dude.
Radishes might make my Katamari bigger. They might be... Ooh, and a shovel. That's big. Can I get the moo cow? Or maybe these stumps? Will you let me get
If it's hard, don't do it.
Yeah, stumps. Stumpus.
Stumptown.
Got me some
Going
Stumptown.
downtown to
Oh, I
Stumptown,
got a
dude.
cow. All right. If I'm big enough to get cows, that must mean that I can get other things
That's a
that
small
are good.
cow.
It was a calf, it was a baby cow. But like baby cows are like a gateway drug into signs and cutting boards.
Into real cows.
Yeah, I can get that boy. I can get the boys.
Like it.
Yeah, catch me in the sewers,
Yeah.
preying on children.
Just a little further, dude.
I know.
Okay, get these people. Get that person back there.
Get them.
Seriously. You need them.
I need you. You are the key.
There you go. You did it.
All right. Your Katamari is as big as 5 chief drillers.
Chief drillers.
Chief drillers.
Chief drillers.
I got like kind of excited and my voice cracked.
That was funny.
I got a chief driller. Wah! And I'm out of time.
All right, we're not gonna get executed.
Yeah, I don't get eviscerated this episode, but he's probably not going to be like happy for me. There was a lot more I could have picked up that I didn't make it to.
Yeah.
It's almost like you didn't try.
And then you like turn a piece of art, and your instructor is just like, this, huh?
I got a lot of Japanese food.
Interesting. Interesting
Fruits
that
and
you would bore me
vegetables.
with this. Interesting
Yeah.
that you would waste my fucking time.
Interesting that you thought this was how you should spend your life.
Interesting that you thought that this was acceptable.
God damn.
That would be a great art critique. I should be an art instructor.
Yeah, if you ever become an art instructor, you'll have some good one-liners to haunt people with.
Oh yeah, this is really interesting. Is it? Yeah, it's interesting that you thought that this was remotely acceptable.
They just start crying.
Yeah.
They light their art piece on fire.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that kid is going bananas.
All right. Well,
what should we do next?
I don't know.
What's this mushroom over here?
It's your cousin's.
Oh, another cousin has arrived.
You have a lot of cousins, actually.
I have a lot of family.
Did you collect all these already?
I don't know.
What happens if you click on them?
Oh, is this
Click on the dildo.
This dildo? Kuro?
Oh, I like Kuro. He's like Shadow the Hedgehog colors.
Yeah. The Prince. Havana.
What happens if you click on? Can you not click on them?
Ace.
Say like instructions. The one dude has like a hammer.
Don't know.
He's like you, but flawed.
Oh, is this like a 2-person game?
I don't think so.
I thought this was like a character selector for a second.
Do instruction. Hit X.
Oh.
Over one of them.
You are the bigger one. Both of you the same size. You're the smaller one. Blah, 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 blah.
No, that's not.
Okay. Well, it was worth checking it out just to see what was happening over here.
Yeah, so you can't really do anything with them.
Yeah. And next time, I guess we will do another thing.
We'll go collect another thing.
Yeah.
We'll roll some more Shisa up.
So thanks for joining us for our big ball of shit jamboree, and we hope that you're having a better time out there in the world.
Upload your art in the comments below, and we'll make you feel bad about yourself. And also your anime that you like. And we'll criticize that too.
I think that's Brennan's thing, but
it's my thing.
You can
just
still
be a big ball of toxic.
Big ball of
just so angry.
Cancer.
I'm an angry boy.
All right then.
All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. See you next time.
See you tomorrow.